This girl shoved a harmonica into her mouth, hoping to show off a cool trick for her live stream. But she didn't expect it to be like a light bulb, easy to put in, impossible to pull out. After getting the emergency call, the firefighters arrived fast. Since she couldn't talk, the girl could only play music on the harmonica, and her friend had to translate everything for her. The captain said the smartest move was obviously to take her to the hospital, but her friend explained they didn't have health insurance and couldn't afford an ambulance or hospital bills. The captain understood their situation, so he immediately told his team to bring lubricant and pliers, getting ready to pull the harmonica out by force. To keep her from moving too much, one firefighter held her head steady. Everything was ready, and the girl still didn't forget to act pitiful for her live stream audience. Even though there were only 8 viewers, the captain didn't stop her. Honestly, it was a perfect lesson for her fans to watch. After a lot of pulling, the captain finally got the harmonica out, but her face would still need some time to recover. Now, if you think that girl was just unlucky, this next guy totally did this to himself to get a free ride. This guy climbed onto a train, and sadly, he ran straight into a derailment.
What the hell?
The firefighters rushed to the scene again. Looking at the train cars scattered everywhere, the captain immediately felt the pressure. This was clearly a freight train, but the emergency center said the distress call came from inside one of the cars. Other than the driver, they had no idea how many people had secretly climbed on board. At this point, all they could do was put out the fire and search for survivors at the same time. The team smashed the windows and got the train driver out first, but after the paramedics checked him, they realized the driver had no heartbeat, and it wasn't the smoke that caused it. There was no time to think. They grabbed a defibrillator right away, and suddenly, the driver spit out a piece of bread he had choked on. He survived. Good news. The driver's phone had the cargo list. Bad news. There was a propane tank on the train, and if that thing got too hot, it would explode. While everyone was using water hoses to cool it down, a reckless reporter tried to rush in just to get the story. Firefighters warned her to stay back, but she wouldn't listen. She kept saying the public had the right to know. When she couldn't get in from the front, she even tried to sneak in from another way with her cameraman. The captain had no time to deal with her because nearby, a firefighter found a side mirror. That meant one thing. A car was crushed underneath the train. As the scanner moved deeper, the driver showed up on the rescue screen. There was no time to wait for a crane to lift the train car, so Sean, the smallest guy on the team, volunteered to crawl inside and get the driver out. They put protective gear on him, and under the captain's nervous watch, Sean squeezed into the gap. According to the scanner, the trapped driver wasn't far. Other than chest pain, his vital signs looked okay. The big problem now was how to get him out. With the flashlight, Sean saw the driver's leg was stuck under the steering wheel, so he grabbed his tools and sawed the steering wheel off to free the leg. But right at that moment, the driver suddenly passed out. His pulse was getting weaker fast. Sean pulled open his shirt and saw bruising and swelling on his chest. Following the medic's instructions, he tilted the driver's head, and the veins in his neck were clearly bulging. That was a classic sign of cardiac tamponade. Sean basically had to become a surgeon on the spot and drain the fluid around the driver's heart. Luckily, the emergency doctor was very experienced. He guided Sean to push the needle in slowly, watching carefully for any fluid. Working together, the driver finally regained consciousness. A life was saved. Sean got praised by the whole team, and even more meaningful, the driver personally thanked him.
Thank you for giving my dad back.
And of course, that reporter who snuck in captured everything on camera. But just as she was about to move to another spot, the propane train car was getting worse. They had managed to control the flames at first, but then the water hoses suddenly stopped working. It turned out the hydrant supply line had burst, and the water on the fire truck alone was nowhere near enough. The propane car caught fire again. Everyone knew it was over. They could only retreat for now. The female captain didn't want to give up, but when she saw the flames changing color, she yelled for everyone to fall back. And right then, the propane car exploded.